Hello everyone. I got some new lighting, as most of you know, so I'm playing with it. I think it looks good. Let's see if it looks good. We think it looks good. Let's get on to this video. Okay, so I swore up and down to myself that I did this video. Apparently I did not do this video. So we are here doing this video. And if you can tell by the title of it, it's called The 9 Traits of BPD. The article I'm reading says 9 symptoms. They're not so much symptoms, they're just traits. Because a symptom is like, you know, something that, like we're cold, or symptoms from like some physical disease. These are called traits. And you live with these traits of BPD. So I'm going to list the 9 traits, and then I'm going to kind of dumb it down for you. Not because I think you're dumb, but because mental health can be quite complicated. And I want to help you understand this, because you may know someone who has these traits. You may have these traits and you not even know it. And if you understand what these traits are, then you can help yourself or help somebody else in the right way. So with that said, now first, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. If you come to me and say you have all of these traits, I could read what you're saying and say, oh yeah, BPD. Not a doctor. I'm not even going to tell you what I think. I'm going to say my best advice is to go to the doctor and get a diagnosis from a professional. I can just tell you my experiences with any of these traits, just hoping that it would help you in going in the right path to seeking some refuge and whatnot. So there are 9 traits of BPD. You have to fit 5 of them to be diagnosed by a psychologist. Now, why do you only have to fit 9? I mean, why do you have to fit at least 5 of the 9? Because that gives a better diagnosis for your doctor. You may have only one of these traits and it could be linked to something else. So if you have at least 5 of these, which is more than half, then there's a pretty good chance that you do have this. Now, I will say this. I am a special snowflake and I fit all of the 9. Okay? But everyone's traits for BPD are different. Some are more severe than others. Like there could be somebody who has a more severe case of BPD than I do, and I can be more severe than somebody else. Everyone's traits are the same. Now, you could fit any 5 of these 9. Or you could fit the same 5 of somebody else. Doesn't mean it's the same. Everyone's mind works very differently. So you may think, oh, well, this person isn't like me, or no one's like anybody, whether you have mental illness or not. Let's get started. The first trait of BPD is fear of abandonment, and it says people with BPD are often terrified of being abandoned or left alone. Even something as innocent as a loved one getting home late from work, going away for the weekend can trigger intense fear. Now what this means is that we have an intense fear of abandonment, whether it is imagined or actual, factual, or whatever. That was not intended to rhyme. But we just feel like people are going to abandon us. We have this fear of abandonment. It's from relatives, from spouses, significant others, friends, all of that stuff. We always think someone's going to abandon us. If our spouse or whatever's coming home from late from work are like, okay, where were you? Not because we think they're out doing something, like, you left me here all alone. And it sounds quote unquote crazy to think like that, right? But for us, that's how it is, and that's how it works. And that's just how our mind works, our special BPD mind works. And a lot of times, so we don't feel abandonment, so it doesn't come towards us, we will push people away on purpose, because pushing somebody away feels better than being abandoned. I know what you're thinking. That sounds crazy, right? It's true. I have pushed people away in the past before being diagnosed because I didn't want to feel like I was being abandoned. Now that I am aware of what I have and I'm aware of this, I don't do it. If I push you away, then damn it, you probably gave me a reason to push you away. Now I have my reasons as to why I push people away. But before, I would push people away for no reason, didn't know why, I would just push people away. So that is the fear of abandonment. Number 2 is unstable relationships. People with BPD tend to have relationships that are intense and short-lived. You may fall in love quickly, believing each new person is the one who will make you whole, only to be quickly disappointed. Your relationships either seem perfect or horrible. That goes into the whole black and white thinking thing. So before I get into the whole black or white thinking, let me talk about unstable relationships. We do this thing called idealization. We put people up on a pedestal. We also do it with jobs. So we can get into a relationship, whether it's a work relationship, a friendship, or whatever, and we think this is the best thing ever, the best situation to be in. Then all of a sudden something goes wrong. Not really wrong, like not something that would make somebody leave someone alone, but wrong in our eyes, and all of a sudden, this is horrible, I've got to get out of it. Like for instance, this is the reason why I've had so many retail jobs. I could have the best job ever, and the minute I'm scheduled like a late shift, a closing shift, F this job, I'm out of here. Sounds crazy, right? But that's how it is, and we do it with people. We can have a friend that forgets to call us back when they said they were gonna call us back, a significant other, and all of a sudden, I hate you. How dare you not call me back when you're supposed to? I don't want anything to do with you. Like I said, you're gonna hear me say that sounds crazy a lot. It's not crazy to us. And I don't like using that word crazy so much because I wouldn't want to be called crazy, but in terms that you can understand as a person without a mental illness, you would say that sounds crazy. So I'm using that word. Don't take offense to it. It is what it is. Impulsive self-destructive behaviors. This is an important one. If you have BPD, you may engage in harmful sensation-seeking behaviors, especially when you're upset. You may impulsively spend money you can't afford, binge eat, drive recklessly, shoplift, engage in risky sex, or overdo it with drugs or alcohol. I was really bad at spending money. Y'all, like when I first got into planning, I was so into it that I was probably at Hobby Lobby and or Michael's every single day, just spending money. It wasn't that I didn't have the money. Luckily, I've never had that problem where I didn't have the money. I wasn't like emptying out the savings or anything like that. I was just spending money for no reason. There was just no reason for me to spend all this money. A lot of people do that. A lot of people go in risky behavior like driving recklessly or being promiscuous and cheating on their spouses and all of this stuff. It's because we don't want to deal with the thoughts that are up here, so we will do things that affect us or other people physically. That way we don't have to deal with what's going on up there. Okay, so that's what's happening. Self-harm. I have been through this, okay? I used to cut my arms quite a bit, trigger warning. I will put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video. I used to cut my arms like the last 2 years I was in high school, self-harming. I'm not gonna show. I mean, I could look at my arm and still see the scars that are there, even though they're very faint. But self-harm is a trait of BPD. I've also had I have 2 suicide attempts and 3 thoughts total and all of that stuff. So self-harm is, if you see anybody that's self-harming or anything, that's a serious thing you need to look at. Don't just say, oh, whatever. It is serious. Whether they have BPD or not, there's something going on. So if you see somebody that is self-harming, it is best to take action, okay? Extreme emotional mood swings. Oh. This is my normal mood swing. Having extreme mood swings, I don't have them nearly as bad as I used to. I can't even think of the last time I really was angry where I like broke something, because I used to be really bad at breaking things, like just really breaking things. Like I've broken a keyboard, I've broken a desk, I put a hole in the wall. Like I used to be really bad. Now I'm not as bad as I used to be. Now if I get angry, I'll scream and shout, which is the least, you know, which is the good thing, because you're not actually hurting anybody or hurting things. But yes, mood swings. Like for instance, I can walk out this door and be mad as hell and sit at my desk and be very calm. You know, our mood swings change just like that. And when people say take it day by day, I take it minute by minute, because that's how fast our mood swings can change. So extreme mood swings. So if you find yourself going through extreme mood swings throughout the day, throughout an hour, you may want to talk to somebody. It may not even be BPD, but it's just not normal behavior. Chronic feelings of emptiness. People with BPD often talk about feeling empty, as if there's nothing, no hole or void inside them. At the extreme, you may feel if you're or nothing or nobody. This feeling is uncomfortable, so you try to fill it with whole, like things like drugs, food, or sex. So that's also a sign of depression. So if you feel like, you know, you feel like you're nothing and you find yourself like binge eating, or, you know, having promiscuous sex and going out and just doing a lot of things that are not very healthy, you want to get to a doctor and talk to them, because it's not healthy or normal behavior. But that is one of the traits, because it's a sign of depression. And with depression, you don't want to deal with the thoughts or anything that comes along with it, so you will act out. And another one is explosive anger. If you have BPD, you may struggle with intense anger and a short temper. You may also have trouble controlling yourself once the fuse is lit. Oh, do I know this all too well. I take medication for anger/anxiety, which is gabapentin. Please do not ask me if you should take it. I'm going to tell you whatever your doctor's telling you to take, continue to take it. Even if you suggest a medication, I wouldn't even tell you to suggest a medication to your doctor. Your doctor is the one who goes to school, who went to school for all of this. So I take gabapentin. I don't mind saying what medication I take. it just doesn't matter to me. But I take it for anger / anxiety because those two go hand in hand with each other. Another one is feeling suspicious or out of touch with reality. People with BPD often struggle with paranoia or suspicious thoughts about others' motives when under stress. You may even lose touch with reality. A lot of times we may think that someone is out to get us. Now, I admit that I used to be like this, but now I don't think anybody's out there trying to get me. You know, if I think that you have a motive towards me, I'm pretty clear what your motive is. But I'll admit that I used to think people were like, okay, what is your problem with me? When this person's like, I don't even know you. Like, what are you talking about? But we will think people have these motives that they're out to get us or out to get us, you know, try to entrap us in some kind of way. I don't know. It is what it is. And it's not normal thinking behavior. And you could be right in thinking that someone's out to get you, but a lot of times with BP, it's constant thinking that someone's out to get you. Like people are plotting against you, like you're in the witness protection program or something. I don't know. That's what it is. But yeah, those are the 9 traits of BPD. And yes, I am a special snowflake. I fit all 9. It's great. It's a great life to live. But anyway, I did want to come on and do this video because I think mental health is very, very important to talk about. I talk about it openly all the time. Anytime you watch a stream of mine, mental health will be brought up at least once. But I wanted to get these out there, this video out there with the traits, because you may have some of these traits and not realize it. You may notice some of these traits in other people and they not know it. And I think it's important to understand what these traits are so you can get the help that you need or help somebody get the help that they need. So yes, I am glad to do this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you're not subscribed, I suggest you subscribe right now. I don't know what you're waiting for. I have awesome videos. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all next time.